No need to simmer beans for hours. Just add one simple step, and in 10 minutes, your beans will be soft and fluffy like they've bloomed. Save gas, save time. Super practical and easy. Red beans, mung beans, black beans, all are healthy, familiar foods loved by many. But cooking beans can be tricky. You can boil them for ages, and they still stay hard. Especially red beans, known as the most stubborn of all. It wastes fuel, takes too much time, and the texture still isn't right. Today, I'll share two amazing little tricks that work for all kinds of beans. Once you learn them, you'll never have to slow cook beans again. Let's get started. First, select your beans carefully. Take a suitable amount of red beans into a bowl. Remove any beans that are spotted, broken, wrinkled, dried out, or crush easily. These are bad beans. They not only affect the taste, but can also make your cooked beans smell strange. So, choose them carefully and cleanly. Pour enough clean water into the bowl to cover the beans. Gently stir a few times to remove dirt and floating debris. Rub the beans lightly with your hands to clean them thoroughly. Rinse well, then drain the water using a strainer. Let the beans dry. Now, divide the beans into two portions, placing them in two clean bowls. Today, I'll show you two different methods. One for those who want to eat right away, and another for those who want to prepare in advance and use later. Method 1. Toast and soak, prepare a pan. No oil is needed. Add the cleaned and drained beans into the pan. Avoid using a cast iron pan, as it conducts heat too quickly and may burn the beans. A stainless steel or clay pan works best. Cook over high heat and stir constantly. At first, the beans are still moist. You'll hear a sizzling sound. That's the water on the surface evaporating. After about 1 minute, the bean skins begin to dry. Reduce the heat to medium-low and keep stirring to prevent burning. The red beans will gradually become shinier and turn a deeper red color. Where are you watching from? Please leave a comment to let me know. Soon, you'll start to hear a gentle popping sound from the pan. Don't worry, this is just a few beans slightly cracking as they heat up, a sign that the skins are fully cooked and will absorb moisture more easily later. Continue to toast until the beans become glossy, turning from deep red to reddish black, and a rich, nutty aroma fills the pan. At this point, turn off the heat. Now, prepare a thermos flask. Immediately pour the hot beans into it. Then add freshly boiled water, at least twice the volume of the beans. Seal the lid tightly and let it sit for 4 hours. The heat inside the flask will gently soften the beans. If you soak them at night before bed, they'll be soft, fluffy, and fragrant by morning. If you soak them in the morning, they'll be ready to eat by noon. Red beans prepared this way have a wonderful texture. They're not mushy or pasty, but firm, whole beans with a pleasant chew. When you bite into them, the inside is soft and powdery, with a light caramel-like aroma. Whether you add sugar to make a sweet dessert or mix them with rice for a hearty meal, the result is always delicious. This method is a piece of traditional wisdom passed down through generations. Before slow cookers or electric pressure cookers existed, every household used thermal flasks. Simmering beans this way saved both fuel and effort, and today, using a thermos is even more convenient. The principle is quite simple. The high heat from dry toasting softens the bean skins and creates tiny cracks. That's why you hear the popping sound. It removes surface moisture and opens up channels for the beans to absorb water. Then, placing the beans in a thermos and pouring in boiling water creates a sealed, high-temperature environment, allowing the beans to continuously soak up moisture. The starch and protein inside the beans expand quickly, naturally making them soft, fluffy, and tender. Method 2. Freezing the beans. This method is perfect for those who want to have beans prepared and ready to cook anytime. Start by placing the cleaned beans into a bowl. Add water, making sure there's at least twice as much water as beans. Soak them for 6 to 8 hours. After soaking, you'll notice that the water has changed from clear to a light reddish color, and the beans have become paler. They'll also have softened and nearly doubled in size. This soaking process helps remove anti-nutrients such as phytic acid and lectins, improving digestion and increasing the body's ability to absorb vitamins and minerals. Now, drain the water. Divide the soaked beans into small bowls or cups, each enough for one serving. Cover each bowl tightly with plastic wrap. Then place them in the freezer overnight. By the next day, the beans will be frozen solid. You can freeze several portions at once and use them anytime you like, saving time on soaking later. When you're ready to cook, there's no need to thaw them. Once the water boils, just drop the frozen block of red beans straight into the pot. You'll witness a fascinating sight. The frozen beans quickly separate and move around as they thaw in the boiling water. Continue cooking over high heat. As they boil, the hard beans will begin to expand. The wrinkles on their skins will smooth out, and the color will gradually change from dark red to light red. Once the water comes to a full boil again, cover the pot and cook on high heat for 10 minutes. When the time is up, turn off the heat, but don't open the lid immediately. Let it sit for another 3 to 5 minutes. When you open the pot, you'll see that most of the beans have split open. The thin outer skins curl slightly, and the inside is tender and fluffy. At this point, pressing them lightly with a spoon will turn them into a smooth paste, with no hard centers left. This red bean cooking method is ideal for people in a hurry. If you're rushing to make breakfast, just take one portion from the freezer, drop it in the pot, and by the time you finish washing up, the beans are ready. If you want to make red bean soup for lunch, it takes only 10 minutes. No need to stand by the stove for long, and the texture of the cooked beans is excellent. Plump, not mushy, soft and slightly chewy, with a fine, powdery interior. The science behind the freezing method is simple. The key lies in the expansion of water when it freezes. The water inside and around the red beans freezes, increasing in volume and creating tiny cracks in the bean skins. These cracks may be invisible to the naked eye, but they act as channels for water absorption. When the frozen beans are dropped directly into boiling water, the heat quickly penetrates through these cracks, allowing water to seep into the beans rapidly. The starch and protein inside then absorb water and expand faster, naturally cooking the beans until soft and tender in just 10 minutes, saving much more time than traditional boiling. These are two quick and effective methods for cooking red beans. Each has its own advantages. Which one do you prefer? Leave a comment below and let me know your choice. And if you have your own bean cooking tips, don't forget to share them. The video ends here. If you have any comments, please leave a comment below. If you find the video interesting, please give me a like. Don't forget to share it with your relatives and friends. Remember to subscribe to the channel. Thank you for your support. Goodbye. See you in the next video.